morning. Committee on Parole, we are reconvening. We're back at West Baton Rouge on Thursday, April 6, 2023. Oh, there I can see you now. They adjusted the camera. Thank y'all for that. Is that Warden Jude with you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
All right. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you accommodating us once again. Mr. Lee, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
Breeon Lee, 741-077.
All right. Mr. Lee, you're classified as a first felony offender, currently serving a 5-year sentence for carnal knowledge of a juvenile.
Yes,
you were originally sentenced in February 2019. You were afforded probation. That was revoked September of 2020. The parole eligibility date is October 13, 2023. You don't earn good time, and you have a full-term date, January 13, 2025. That all sounds right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Please answer his questions.
Okay, Mr. Lee. First off, let's address your revocation. Why were you not going to sex offender classes?
To be honest with you, it was my fault. My mind was somewhere else. I wasn't even on the right track. That's my fault. I own up to that, which I should have been going.
Yeah, you'd have been gone, you'd still be out.
Yes, sir.
Now, looking at your instant offense, it kind of looks like it was consensual, although she was 14 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any contact with this victim anymore?
No, sir, not at all.
Okay. Law enforcement, the judge was opposed, but that's a blanket policy. The DA was opposed, that was a blanket policy. The sheriff is opposed, it's a blanket policy. The victim is unopposed. The victim and her mother is unopposed. She has some disabilities. And so they really had no comment. They're not unopposed. They just didn't give a comment.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No restitution. They like I say, the victims, both the mother and the victim herself said, we have no comments regarding the subject's parole consideration. So that's going to be left up to us.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of classes have you taken?
Well, they sent me down here for reentry, but they said I couldn't get in no classes. I was trying to get up in some classes, but they said due to my release date, I couldn't get in any classes. But I've been trying to get in classes.
Is that true, Warden?
That's true, Mr. Freeman. He was sent here for reentry, but due to his parole time, he wasn't able to get in. They're trying to do the last 2 years, so I wasn't quite clear why they sent him so early.
Gotcha. Okay, I appreciate that. Has he given you any trouble since you've been there? He's been there.
Not one bit. Zero discipline issues.
Okay. Do you have him doing any work, any outside jobs at all?
No, we don't, because we don't work sex offenders out. So
right.
But he may be eligible to go in the kitchen.
Okay. Okay. He has a medium risk and a medium need. I have no further questions, Ms. Renata.
All right. Mr. Lee, is there anything you'd like to say to us before we go?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Like I've been around old people, like they telling me when I do get out to better myself, like this ain't the life that I wanted. Like I'd have been down 2 years, like I'd have been away from my family too long. Like I'm ready to go home. Like that's it though. I thank y'all.
Where is home?
Well, St. Francisville. But my mama, she moved to Zachary now. So if I do parole out, I'm gonna be staying with my grandma.
In St. Francisville?
Yeah.
And do you have any relationship with that victim?
No, ma'am, not at all.
Okay. All right, I think we're ready to vote. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Lee, I mean, basically you were revoked because you wasn't going to classes. You was doing everything else in your probation officer. But you know, you were skipping those classes. I'm gonna give you another shot at the classes. So my vote today is gonna be to grant your parole. Make sure you follow all of the conditions of your sex offender contract. And I'm not sure what your conditions were before, but I'm gonna add the condition that there's no contact with the victim whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr.
Mr. Lee,
Sir.
based on a lack of rehabilitative programs, express opposition, a moderate needs assessment, so you need the programs, and a moderate risk assessment, I'm going to deny your request.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Breeon. Here's a tough case. You know, we take it very seriously. There's a reason why you're required to go to those classes. You just didn't want to go. Which tells me you didn't think you did anything wrong. And you know, what struck me was the victim had some disabilities that I'm sure you were aware of. And so, which makes the classes all that more important. I agree with Mr. Roche. My vote today, based on the opposition that's been expressed, is to deny your application. Today, you've been denied.